What's going on YouTube? Snake Eye here, and I'm back with another video, a long awaited video at that. So I'm actually going to give you guys the complete walkthrough of how I got my shed to the point to keep reptiles in it full time. Probably the most asked question that I get across all of my socials. So I'm going to give you guys a deep dive from the day I got the shed, even the buying process and how I customized it and everything, up to the point of where I was able to move animals in it. So it's going to be a very, very long video because I'm sure there's a lot of questions that I have to answer in this video, and I'm going to do my very best to do that. It's still a little snowy here, but it warmed up a little bit, so perfect time to make this video. And I hope you guys enjoy it. So kick your feet up, relax, and let's get started.
The Snake God.
All right, everybody, so welcome back to the video. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right in it and start with the outside of the shed. So this is a 10-foot by 16-foot shed. Now, why did I go with that size? I definitely could have gone bigger, but with everything that we do, some of you that are watching this video may not be reptile keepers, but if you're new to my channel, this is actually what I use this shed for. I have snakes in here, and it's fully modified, and we'll get to all of that. However, most of us that are reptile keepers know with everything we do, depending on where you live at, laws, permits come into play. So 10 foot by 16 was the biggest size that I could get without having to get a permit. Now, rules may vary, restrictions may vary depending on what state or city or county you live in. So definitely look that up, just to make sure that you're abiding by the law and you don't have any issues with that. I'm out in the open. My backyard is not fenced, so you just never know. Somebody might call and, hey, this person has this and whatever. So 10 foot by 16 foot. Now again, keep that in mind, because when we get on the inside, you'll see that 10 foot by 16 foot isn't what you get. When you're on the inside, it's a little bit smaller. But I decided to go with 10 foot by 16 foot metal shed. Now, I chose metal. Honestly, there was really no reason why I chose metal. I probably should have went wood, but it's held up great so far. It sucks with cellular service and it sucks with Wi-Fi, so I did have to actually get my own Wi-Fi installed in this shed so I can make content, go live, and just do all types of stuff that I wouldn't be able to do if I didn't have it, because I was going to get a Wi-Fi extender. However, Wi-Fi from the house, my house is literally right here, the Wi-Fi extender doesn't reach out that far because you can't penetrate the metal. So keep that in mind as well. Other than that, I'm very pleased with it, and again, I'll drop the company that I got it from, I'll drop it in the description. If you're in the Midwest, I do believe they do Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio. They may do more, but I will definitely drop the link in the description so you guys can go look at that yourself. I don't remember. This isn't an advertised video. I'm just literally trying to do this video for everyone that's been asking. My favorite color is blue, which is why I went with blue. It has 2 4-foot farm doors, so this opening altogether is 8 feet, which is great for getting enclosures in and out, which is, like, I have 8-foot enclosures in here, so it's been easy to get them in. And then I also have 2 windows. They're both sealed. It's winter right now, and I know you guys can also see my AC unit down here. So I know a lot of people are going to ask how I keep it warm in there. This is the outdoor part of the AC unit that I have running in there to keep it warm all year round. So that big winter storm we got a couple years ago wasn't an issue. Now, I've had this shed going on almost 3 years. The first year was definitely a learning experience. There was definitely a learning curve. Got to be prepared. But the longer you keep your building, you'll definitely learn what works for you. I'm in the Midwest. It gets very cold here. As you can see, we got snow on the ground. We have brutal winters. We also have very hot summers. So you have to be prepared for both. Be prepared for both. Also, yard is not flat, so it is standing on, I had it labeled with bricks, so the company that delivered it did go ahead and level it for me. So no, I don't have any issues with it like moving or tilting. It's been here for, like I said, it'll be 3 years this May, So it's been here for 3 years now, and it's held up very well. I have no complaints as far as the outside. Now there are some things that I don't necessarily like about it. The handle on the door, it's very secure. However, I just wish it was a different style. Yeah, I just wish it was a different style, but that's just personal preference. I don't know if you can. When I ordered mine, there was no like customizations for, you know, the type of handle you could get. They may have those now, but other than that, I really don't have any complaints. It's been great. It's been great. So I mean, the outside is pretty simple, straightforward. They have many different styles, but that's pretty straightforward for the outside. The inside is where we get a lot more technical, because that's where I spent kind of the majority of the money, because I made my own modifications and customizations. Now, if you're wanting to know, well, we'll save pricing for the end. Like I said, I'm not getting paid to promote these sheds. This is just something, I don't promote things that I haven't experienced myself. And I have, again, a lot of people asking about sheds and how mine works and how I do, since I live in a very cold area. So I'm just giving you guys my review, my experience, and I want to be as honest and transparent as possible. Not as expensive as you think, but also not super cheap. But that is the outside. Let's go ahead and go on the inside, and we can talk about the things that I did on the inside to actually get it ready to put reptiles in it. Welcome to the inside of this shed. We're gonna jump right into it. So first things first, the day I got this shed, came in here, measured everything out. So on the outside, I said the shed was 10 by 16, in which it is, but when you measure from the inside, it's gonna be off a little bit. So the inside of my shed is actually, this is the 10 foot, so it's 9.5 by 14.5. So you're missing half a foot on each wall. At least I am. That's how my shed is. So keep in mind, for those of you wanting to house enclosures, you have to make sure your measurements are good. You have to make sure everything is going to fit, because I have a 10 foot by 16 foot shed, and there's also 8 foot enclosures in here. Got to be able to, you know, maneuver it around. If you're good at Tetris and things like that, it's going to be perfect for you. Another thing is, depending on what size shed you get, you have to watch out for these beams right here, because then you can't stack enclosures as tall as you'd like. So you have to definitely watch out for those things. So me and my measuring tape, we definitely measured everything corner to corner, floor to ceiling, just to make sure we were prepared, because I knew what direction I wanted the shed to go. I knew where I wanted what I wanted everything to look like. So that was first. Second, I went to Lowe's and I got the flooring. Now this part is completely optional. It's just the direction I wanted to go. Also, one thing that I do want to remind you, you do have the option to have the floor insulated, but I mean, a lot of it is going to depend on where you live at. I'm in the Midwest, so I had to worry more so about keeping the snakes warm. Although the shed came in the summertime, it was perfect timing, because that gave me time to prepare for the winter. So, but the flooring is where I started. Got all the flooring done, and honestly, I did the flooring by myself, and it sucked. It sucked. I'm a husky fella, so being down on all fours and being active and everything wasn't my favorite. However, when it was all said and done, I was very pleased with the work that I did, and I was happy with how it turned out. From there, I decided to insulate. Now, when you buy the shed, it's gonna ask you if you want to have it insulated, and all companies are different, I'm sure. But with the company that I use, and like I said, I'll make sure I link them down in the description. If you are in the Midwest, they may deliver to your area if you are considering getting one. From the company that I used, the insulation that they used was vapor barrier. If you are housing live animals, insulate yourself. Because vapor barrier is not going to keep it as warm as you think it is. And vapor barrier is literally just like the inside of the envelope, that white bubbly little, it looks like bubble wrap basically. So that is not going to be enough. So as you see, I added extra insulation. I did the entire shed. I haven't done the roof yet. I will do it. I will say though, it's held up great so far with just the walls insulated. During that big winter storm we had a few weeks ago, it was still like 78, 80 degrees in here. So I have no complaints, but you definitely want to add some type of other insulation, whether it be, you know, spray foam or whatever or foam board, whatever you decide to do, make sure you insulate. Those were the first two things that I did. I did also initially do drywall. I was not pleased with it. I'm not a carpenter. I would literally just DIY and everything, and nothing was meant to be perfect. It's housing snakes, so I didn't care how it looked. However, I'm also a little bit of a perfectionist, so I wasn't pleased, so I tore it all down. So keep that in mind. Once that got all done is when I decided to have, the electrician had already came out to do the electricity, which was one of two things that I did not do myself. Had an electrician come out. We called, who we needed to call to check for, the wiring and everything to make sure it was safe to dig. So safety first, do things properly. Once we got that done, he was able to go ahead and have power wired from the house to the shed. But after we did the drywall and the insulation, I called him back out to have the AC unit installed, because that was something else. Not that I couldn't have done it. I didn't want to do it, and I'm glad I didn't have to, but there were tools that I don't have that were needed for AC unit. I don't do HVAC. I know people that do, and me personally, if I can do something myself, I'll definitely do it. However, if I have to, I'll just pay someone to do it. Honestly, I'd rather pay someone to do it, again, especially if it's something I don't want to do. So I did call him back out, and then he installed the AC unit, and it has been working great ever since. Now, I can also, I'm sorry to get on this side, double check my work, because I have these, you can't see it, but I have these digital thermometers scattered throughout the shed. So I have a couple on this side, a couple on this side, and a couple back here. That way I'm able to monitor everything from my phone, because like I mentioned earlier, I do have internet out here, so I'm able to control not only the AC unit from my phone, the cameras I have out here, as well as what else? The lighting for the reptile enclosure. So it does come in handy. Once I got those three things done, that is when I got all the reptiles in here. Obviously it looked a lot different, and then I've upgraded since then. But it was definitely, I want to say it was about a month, give or take, before I felt safe with all the reptiles being moved in here, because where they were at, they were okay. It wasn't the best place, but they were doing okay, which was also why I decided to get this anyway, because I wanted to put them in a better place to where only I had access to. And here we are. So flooring, insulation, electricity, an AC unit. That was everything that I did prior to moving any snake enclosure into this shed. And I've definitely made even more modifications since then, but those are the big four right there for me. The flooring, that is definitely going to be personal preference. So let's talk more about the shed ordering process, and then we'll talk about pricing. I found the shed company that I use. It's called Hallmark Barns. I found them on Facebook. I went on hallmarkbarns.com and I placed my order. You literally go online, you pick what size you want, you pick your color, you pick what type of door, you customize everything. I went through that process. I think either that same day or the next day, I had a representative call me, and basically they confirm every single detail that you picked out to make sure everything is complete. This is not a promotional video, but I will say the process was seamless. It was easy, and the customer service was great. I will say that. Once they confirm everything with you, you make your payment. They give you a date when to expect your shed, and literally it took about a month. So I ordered this in April. He told me, hey, your shed will be there May 8th. May 6th, he called me to confirm I was still good to receive the shed. May 7th, he called and let me know what time the following day my shed was going to be here. So it was great. As far as pricing is going to vary depending on what you have, what you want, what customizations you made. So for my shed, I paid $4,500. It's like $4,500 and some change. Now, with that being said, they do have the option to make payments. You can make payments for, I think, 12, 24, 36, 48, and 60. You choose. There's no credit check or anything like that. You literally choose which options you want, choose which payment works for your budget, and you keep on going. And I mean, it's a great option. Again, I've been nothing but happy since I got this shed. I love having a reptile room, but being able to have like an entire building where, you know, you can just, it's only you that has access to it. You can do whatever you want, do whatever you need. Not everybody likes snakes, and that's okay. I do have some family members that come over, they don't necessarily want to see the snakes. I don't want the snakes to see them, so it's okay. So I can keep them locked in their own space out here. But also, some of the pros about the shed. Again, I'm the only one that has access. Number two, if anyone so happens to get loose, they cannot get out. That is probably the biggest win for me, for anybody really. Now, my snakes don't get out often, which it happens to everybody, especially now that my snakes are bigger. I make it a point to double, triple, quadruple check, because it's not something I want to happen regularly. Like I said, it's not a big building. So if any of the snakes get out, it's gonna be stuff knocked over everywhere, and that's not what I want. Aside from that, I think that's it. I thought this video would have been longer, and I know I can talk. However, I just wanted to make sure I encapsulated everything that I went through when getting the shed, the entire process. But that, I mean, it was pretty simple, pretty seamless. Depending on what company you use, the process could be different, could be exactly the same. I don't know for sure. I just wanted to give you guys my experience with my process and let you guys know from there. So with that being said, that is the end of the video. If you guys have any additional questions, drop them down in the comments, and you can also reach out to me on Facebook, Instagram, or yeah, that's it, Facebook or Instagram. And those links will be in the description as well. Other than that, I know it's been a while. I'm trying my best to get back on YouTube. It's a lot, but I'm going to do my best to start pumping out more videos. And I know I've said that many times, but I'm serious this time. As always, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.